Hi, I'm Ritaba Sayed. I'm the organizational head for Center for Arts-based Methodologies and Wellbeing. Center for Arts-based Methodologies and Wellbeing is a non-for-profit organization that was initiated by PSC Global in 2020. Hit us right around the corner when everybody started to care about mental health. But I think it was also very interesting that it took us a while to get to this stage of making mental health accessible through creative approaches.
What is art? Art for me personally, it's been a form of expression that I have grown to love and then also just use on a daily basis. Having explored art as a child to actually use art as a form of tool to help other people has been the journey and the trajectory that I've been on. And now I'm able to do that through the work that we do over here.
And that was done by creating safe spaces. So CFAW's vision has always been about creating safe spaces where beauty is celebrated, and beauty is not always beautiful. Beauty is not going to be beautiful, is going to come only with recognition when you sit with it. And that happens through one of our pillars at CFAW. Happens across all of our pillars, but one of the pillars that dominantly caters to this is the Nani Ghar component,
which is our creative outreach wing, where we host lots of creative workshops, well-being events, and also a lot of activities and music gatherings. One of the things that we host regularly at Nani Ghar is a Nani Ghar drawing room. We meet every week, each Thursday from 6 to 8, and just draw together in that space. Each week it's a new facilitator leading the session, and all of us are participants as well as facilitators together. We're all learning from each other and drawing together.
We have been very vigilant about serving all communities. I think this has become the most inclusive spaces across Karachi. And to be an inclusive space, it was again about creating the safe space where all forms of beauty is welcome. And it has been done on shoulders of many people, but at the same time, we have been serving community through really creative interventions where music, art, well-being, all of these components are offered as one-off workshops through Nani Ghar.
At Nani Ghar and CFAW, we believe that every person is an artist. You don't need to have qualifications or even need to know how to draw. All of us express ourselves in our very unique ways.
A lot of concepts around how in our culture people sit together and eat is something that is integrated within our own system of actual community sessions.
We share from the same plate, we share from like each other's offerings and dishes, and the exact same format we try to adopt here at CFAW. So the material is laid out in front of you, the head of the table belongs to the facilitator, and then the participants are all around. And we all have, just like at a dinner table, everybody gets their share of food. Nobody's eating less, nobody's eating more. If we see somebody has less in their plate, we try to fill that up for them. That's the exact same approach we take over here. If we see somebody's having a relatively bad day compared to the other person, the facilitator might offer support, extra support to them. Or a lot of times we notice that the community members step in and notice. I mean, it's happened so many times with us in one of the programs that I lead, which is called PEMA, which is for the well-being of older adults over the age of 40. In that, so many times, like either the facilitator either notices but is not able to connect with the person immediately, but the participants notice that in each other. Oftentimes we've had like one individual come up and say like, I haven't heard from you today, like would you like to share a bit? A lot of times like we don't even have to as facilitators step in because the community is there to hold space for you.
The other component that also looks over found and unfound beauty is the Wellbeing Hub, where you actually go towards a little bit more commitment. And that is where we have developed the utmost amount of curriculums, designs, and actual approaches, and have developed a lot of work around, I think, in terms of providing services as well.
April onwards, we are starting Subrun Saturdays, which is a program developed for children ages 6 to 12. It's a program to work on their creative, their social, and their emotional skills. आई थिंक इंसानों की काफ़ी बहुत ही खूबसूरत खूबी होती है कि वी फील डीपली एंड आई फील लाइक बच्चे हमसे भी ज़्यादा और डेप्थ में फील करते हैं। उनके अंदर एक बहुत ही बड़ी दुनिया होती है एंड वो दुनिया को वो खुद भी समझ रहे होते हैं एंड इट्स रियली इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर पेरेंट्स टू ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड इट विद देम, विच इज़ वाई I think this journey, like sending your kids to Suburban Saturdays, won't just be a journey for them. It would be a beautiful journey for you as well.
When someone has the awareness from a community angle that something is coming up for them, the Wellbeing Hub serves as like the next outlet where we have actually done very research-driven curriculums as well, and also driven kind of community designed curricula to serve community again in terms of personal and professional development. I think that is something that I take so much pride in, because then it lives beyond us.
When you sit in a therapy session, what are we doing? We're just sitting and talking and expressing our feelings. Where art comes in is where it becomes a form of expression. So as I like to say in all of my sessions, there's no right or wrong way to express yourselves. It's just a matter of figuring out what medium works and then using that to just get your feelings out. The reason arts-based methods is, it's so powerful that it has no language. I would say it's a universal language.
बच्चे जहाँ पे आपकी ज़बान हिल जाती है, वी फील लाइक वहाँ पे आर्ट एक काफ़ी अच्छा ज़रिया बन जाता है टू एक्सप्लेन एंड टू अंडरस्टैंड अदर पीपल एज वेल.
So arts, since it's a universal language, it becomes an important tool and medium for us to incorporate it in a lot of our workshops that we do.
समझ लें जो आर्ट का काम कराया गया है, उससे समझ लें कि हमारे दिल पे जो बोझ एक बना हुआ था, यानी हम बहुत ज़्यादा थक गए थे अपने ईपीआई के काम से, उससे हम लोग बिल्कुल रिलैक्स हो गए। और आज तक कोई ऐसी ट्रेनिंग नहीं हुई हमारी जिसमें समझ लें ये इतना अच्छा हमें सिखाया या समझाया गया हो।
यह ट्रेनिंग हमारे लिए थोड़ी वर्कशॉप थोड़ी और ट्रेनिंग से हट कर थी रिलेट टू आवर फील्ड वर्क, जिसमें हमें अपने काम को और अपनी चीज़ों को आर्ट के थ्रू हमें एक्सप्रेस करने का मौका मिला, जिसमें हमने अपने एक्सपीरियंस, अपने चैलेंजेस और अपने कोलीग्स के चैलेंजेस को आर्ट्स के ज़रिए हमने समझा।
तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा जब आप लोग कहते थे, और वो एक्चुअली मुझे बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट भी लगा, क्योंकि आप कहते थे कि गुस्से को आप कोई शक्ल दें और इमोशंस को शक्ल दें, तो वो तो मुझे बहुत ही मुश्किल लगता था। लेकिन पैमा ने मुझे कुछ ऑल्टरनेटिव्स भी बताए कि मैं इस तरह भी कर सकती हूँ, मेरे जो शौक़ जो दब गए या मुझ में पोटेंशियल है तो मैं उन पे दोबारा मतलब वो वक्त सर्व करूँ। और ये वाटर कलर्स मुझे बड़े रिलैक्सिंग लगते हैं, क्योंकि आप इतने उसमें महव हो जाते हैं कि आपके जहन में कुछ और नहीं होता सिवाय इसके कि जो आपके सामने है और आप जो बनाना चाह रहे हैं, तो इस वजह से मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा।
So the Nanihar drawing room really came about from just observing this lack of creative space within the city, and it's been more than a year now. We're over 55 drawing rooms if I'm not mistaken so far, and it's a very unique space because each week looks very different for all of us. We have a different community member reading it, and we're also seeing a lot of different artworks come out of it.
How somehow all of the themes again go back to the individual's well-being. So the application of arts-based methods and participatory approaches is to serve, which is again the organizational vision and the mission that goes back to serving communities, individuals, organizations, and larger scale of impact for the environment, for providing overall well-being. There is no work, there is no action, there is no implementation without research. So nothing exists if there is no proof of concept. So for a proof of concept, I think the most dominant area that has been kind of helping us stand alone in the landscape of Pakistan, providing arts-based research, it has been our research and interventions hub. And I think we have created so much more progress. We've worked with different groups for trauma-informed approaches, for mental health interventions, and dominantly our area has been working towards mental health interventions, youth-led initiatives, and also for a lot of climate change action work.
And when things are not in control, when things are raw, emotional, and beautiful, that's when the truth comes out. And that's why there is so much power and so much value in the work that we do over here.
That arts-based methods are basically one format of methodology that takes your rational capacity of thinking to a creative capacity. You are as much part of the conversation as maybe your facilitator is. You are as much part of that is what makes it the most participatory. You're part of that dialogue. Once you're part of that dialogue, the ownership becomes very different. In the context of Pakistan, this works very, very, very well because arts-based methods is something that you can easily integrate into any solution building.
I think it's been a very beautiful journey kind of growing with Drawing Room and also seeing people who come here grow with it. We've seen people who used to be very shy at the start, not really sharing much, and then kind of leading sessions of their own where they're exploring really beautiful themes, such as like something that comes to my mind is perhaps thinking about the city, the love-hate relationship that we have with it.
In a country that's divided to its core oftentimes, and I think that is also something that I really look at objectively. At the core of human, we're very same, and that's what ABM does. It combines you, it strips away everything else and combines you at the core of what as a human you want.
Community is an aspect that in my training as an art therapist, I never thought would be so valuable. Because obviously when you're in the bubble of a Western state, you tend to prioritize, like if there is priority and importance given in a society to well-being, then space will be held for that. But in the context of the third world, in the context of Pakistan or Karachi specifically, this is like well-being, taking care of your well-being is a privilege in itself.
To make it a bit more simpler, in research we have an example of our project Muftari. We are often driving the work and driving the car ourselves. We're often developing the hypothesis, and I think then going into participatory approaches, and even that is also quite surprising to us that the planning we do, our interventions are very people-led and our data is very story-driven. But when it comes to services, the services become kind of not us in the driver's seat because we go into a tandem bike situation. And in a tandem bike, both people are riding. And in that scenario, we ride with the community, we ride with the other person, which is the reason why our ambassadorship with the services we have provided is really, really impactful. I think it has created such a vast community for us as well.
If I have like a 9-to-5 job and I have to come back home and I have to take care of people, and then like I have to have enough sleep, I have to cook, I have to, if I'm working a second job, if I'm studying, like there's so much stuff that is filled in my 24 hours, I won't have the time to myself. And to be able to take out like minutes in between to stop, reflect, ground myself is a big ask for a lot of people. So bringing that in to the work that we do, we try to make it as accessible as we can for people. We can adjust timings. We try to, as facilitators, we try to hold space outside of workshop hours. We offer extra sessions. We're also trying to train people. One more thing that we want to start this year is to start training students who are graduating from their psychology programs so that they are able to do the work that we do and also like take this forward, because we don't want to gatekeep this. We want it to be something that is like Pakistan is known for, having like an arts-based methodology sort of education or like certification where you're able to reach out to people through art. And because it's such a crucial thing to life, art in itself, it's not something that you have to pay like $1 million, do a 2-year certification to actually be able to share it with people. And I think that's why the work that I'm doing here is has been very grounding and very eye-opening for me.
And they keep coming back because they felt heard. And they keep coming back because they felt connected. And they keep coming back because they want what comes after it. We want this work to reach to masses at the same time, and also have its own safe corner in this particular city. I think that has helped us really grow, and at the same time we really want the evidence generation and to actually become one of the largest arts-based research hubs and based in Pakistan. Some of the impact that our work has created across Pakistan as well is also that even according to the mental health research in Asia, and also a lot of practices in Pakistan, there is nothing like CFAW, because right now in terms of art therapy, in terms of actual arts-based practices, in terms of teaching for art therapy, CFAW stands as an actual foundational organization in Pakistan, and we truly hope to create that impact.